What's up, you guys? So, LeVar Ball, is he coming to his senses or is he a marketing genius? Let's find out. Today I want to have a talk about LeVar Ball and him calling Liangelo an individual, a ball player who's not going to make it to the league. And you know, a lot of people are saying, hey, he's coming to his senses. A couple of other people, they're saying, you know what, nah, it's not going to happen. You know, he can definitely make it. He's a ball brother, he's a great shooter, blah, 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 blah. And you know, I'm here to honestly say that I personally think, I don't know if Jello is going to make it to the league, but what I will say is LeVar Ball is an absolute genius. He's a marketing genius. You know why? Because now he has created an idea that, oh, Jello won't make it to the league, he doesn't have it. And what's going to happen is he's going to show out from what were his expectations, even though he's supposedly benched for the upcoming year at UCLA. Even though he you know, isn't as athletic and have as good as defense as his brother, you know, or have as strong of passing skills, or in addition to that, that most of his points were from cherry picking or anything like that. So, you know, these are all really strong considerations. Now, I understand all of the boys, they're all very gifted, right? And that's without saying, you know, they're monsters on the court, absolutely. But you know, there has to be something said about LeVar Ball creating a sense of exclusivity and of you know, an amazing legacy being created by creating the Big Baller brand, by, you know, hyping up his own children and saying so many different things. And I really do think that that is a significant factor in creating, you know, the viewpoint of how good these boys are, right? To some point, you know, absolutely the skill has to be there. That's without a doubt. But I also believe that by having a backing, a marketing in the way that they do have, you know, 2 million followers or 1.1 million for Jello coming into college, you know, what other ball players do you know that have that kind of a following? For one, they're going to bring a lot more people into the league watching basketball games because they have a fan base. That's definitely something that could be considered in the value of a player, because that's going to bring sponsorship, ads, and more money to the capitalist society and, you know, the company that the NBA is. Now let's talk about Jello's gameplay alone really quick, right? Ooh, that's a McLaren, that's nice. You know, Jello, he is a great shooter. That's without a question, and his skill level is great. He's 6'5", probably pushing 6'6". You know, he might even grow a little bit. He's like 19, 20 right now, so he definitely has some room to grow. But without a doubt, he can definitely hold his own in the league. But the question is, will he be able to excel above that to be able to make it into the NBA? Does he have that special character, that special play style that's going to really allow him to elevate amongst the others? And that's really where the question comes in, because there are many other players that are great shooters. There are many other players that are able to have a substantial game. And in addition to that, you have to look at the team that he's playing with. You know, his brother, LaMelo, he has great passing skills, so he's able to pull a lot of the defense and give him that open area so that he can shoot a three. Now I want to say, you know, it's not great that LeVar is coming out saying, yo, you know what, son, I'm sorry, but I don't think you're going to make it to the league. And he might even be shifting a lot of his focus from Lonzo and the three boys as the three big ballers who are going to come and take over the NBA, to focusing a lot more on Lonzo Ball. Now, what that will do is ensure that Lonzo's going to stay and have a strong career in the NBA as the golden child right now, as he calls it, the best child, the best ball brother. Now, will that impact Jello and Melo and how much time he focuses on them? Absolutely. You know, when you do have a superstar child, you're going to have to put a little bit more time into them, you know, in the scenario of LeVar. But once again, not putting as much time into Jello now and focusing a lot of that energy into Lonzo will take away from him, potentially giving him some more practice skills or you know, just that backing that a player needs to be successful. And you know, it might even be a little important to recognize that there is a chance that Jello may not make it to the league. And the other thing is, some people are saying that, you know, hey, Lavar's coming to his senses. Not all 3 of his children have the skill set to be able to make it into the league. And you know what? There's some validity to that. Maybe they're saying, hey, he's more realistic and he's not backing them as much anymore. And that may be the case. But once again, as I'm coming back to, as I said in the very beginning of this video, Lavar Ball is a marketing genius. A marketing genius. Did he not say in many other videos that this was his plan from the start? Everything he says has happened, supposedly, right? And you know, with that said, how do we all not know that this is another scheme or an idea that he is, a strategy, we'll say, that he has created, a game plan that he has created to help Jello, you know, with all this time that he's been able to watch him play and pondering how, you know, each of his sons will be able to excel into the NBA or even get into the NBA. How do we not know that he hasn't created a plan, right? And that's where I really think that Lavar Ball is an absolute genius, because he is creating, he makes currents and rifts into the wave of followers and people who watch the family. He creates that rush. He shifted all of the focus off of Lonzo and LaMelo to Liangelo. But you know, that's the thing. Now we're all looking at Liangelo. Look at it, it's genius. The kid is getting so much more attention, so much focus. ESPN just recently put out a talk on Liangelo. Look at this. Now he has this movement behind him. Will Liangelo make it or break it? Now, when you play athlete sports, you know, when you play athlete sports.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Will Liangelo be able to make it? That's the big question. And really what we have to consider is, when you're an athlete, you're put, especially at this level, you're put in extremely stressful situations. You know, it could be double OT, for example, and you have the final 3. You have to knock that down. This is nothing new for the Ball brothers. They're typically put in scenarios where they're under high amounts of stress, and this is just another area where he's going to be under some more stress. The more controversy, the more footage and people who are going to start watching him. Oh, is he underrated? He's created a whole new niche. We went from creating LaMelo 92-point game to Lonzo Ball blowing up as a UCLA rookie point guard, and now, oh, and should I say also on draft, and now we went to Liangelo, the forgotten brother. It seems like he's gotten a lot of you know, attention via media on all of the kids now. Maybe he just needed to come up with something very controversial to really kind of start the talk. And guess what? Everyone's talking about it. So if you ask me, I think Lavar Ball is right for calling out his son. You know, he doesn't have the same skill set that we see in that of Lonzo. LaMelo is young. There's a lot of growth time for him too, especially when he talks about his size and challenges like that. But once again, look at what's happened. He's a genius. He has shifted media, and now everyone is watching Liangelo. They're going to watch the first game. They're going to watch the second game. They're going to see, he's going to be one of the, actually, he probably will be the most watched player this year in college ball. That's all I got to say. Lavar Ball, genius, not a genius? I don't know, you guys. Leave your comments below. Touch your Taylor, out. Peace.